Hey Tracy, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I am doing good this morning. Happy Tuesday, right?
Happy Tuesday, going over the contract today?
Yeah, I got a client that actually we're going over some changes in it, and I want to make sure that everybody's kind of up to speed.
Okay.
So
right,
some of the main things that you've taken the class, right? The class on
Yes.
contracts and new contracts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so some of the main things that we've got to really pay attention to now is that everything is as is, so everything's negotiable now.
Exactly.
So it's a matter of they want, there's stuff that's built in here and built-in appliances, ceiling fans, remote control, central vac. That's obviously, fireplace equipment. Those things are obviously affixed, so they're staying. But those fixtures or personal properties are now part of the contract.
Right. And I absolutely love that where you can actually put in washer and dryer if it's a Kenmore or whatever
Right.
it is, if it's stainless steel refrigerator or a black refrigerator.
Right.
Right.
What used to happen on the old contract, it used to be where it was just washer, dryer, refrigerator would convey, but it didn't specify anything about whether it's a stainless steel. They could have put those old, 1975 puke green ones,
Right.
in there, which I've seen people do, by the way.
I've seen that. I've had that happen.
Yeah, I've had people do that. They'll pull a big switch on you like that. So it's kind of a cool thing. Hey, did you realize that on the spuds for a seller, they used to give us 5 days. Now they only give us 3.
3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went over that in class. I love that too.
Yeah.
Then our buyers know.
Right.
Or the buyers know
Right.
what to expect.
Well, and see, you deal with more buyers than you do listings, and I deal with the opposite. I'm usually on the seller side for
Right.
the most part.
Right.
But the one thing about this contract is that the seller now has a lot more control. Now, it doesn't mean that the buyer can't ask for things to be repaired on the Benzer.
Right.
The buyer inspection notice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, everything's negotiable. So the cool thing about it is, this is what I love about it. I love me. I love to negotiate.
So I can have that TV that's on the wall?
Yeah, maybe. The arm stays though. If it's mounted on the wall, the mount stays.
Exactly.
But the cool thing about it is if you've got a strong negotiating agent that loves to negotiate and loves to kind of like an attorney in a way to to mitigate situations. It's great for the seller. It's not so great for the buyer, but it's great. It can be. It depends on how strong the other person is on the other end,
Right.
too. And you're a strong negotiator too, so it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you enjoy that, don't you?
I do.
The other thing that is interesting about this is that, given the fact that everything is now negotiable, we used to have that 10-day grace period that was basically for the inspection. It's going to be moving out to 15 days at least.
Which is good.
Yeah, you know what? It's better. It's if you're not putting that in the contract, you're doing your seller and your buyer a disservice.
Right.
To be honest, because you need to have ample time to fix all that stuff. Who knows what's going to happen with the house with the inspection? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's so. What's your opinion? You like this new contract better? You like it?
I do. I think that for both buyers and sellers, it's more explanatory.
Right.
So therefore, there are not so many confusions.
Right.
Everything can be put in.
Well, it's it makes our job. It's more explanation for us to go through with the buyer and the seller, which is a good thing.
But that's okay. You should educate your clients anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Our job as realtors is to educate.
Exactly.
We're supposed to educate our clients on all the changes and all the things that are up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of interesting. They put this big section in here on page 8 to where
I love that because now it's not this big.
Yeah,
and when you have this many things to put in there.
Well, the funny part about it is in class when I was taking it over at the Arizona Business School of Real Estate, they said we don't want to see this whole page filled out.
I know.
They're like, don't do that. And I'm like, well, I never did that anyway. But it's just it's kind of interesting to see. It's just basically clearly spell out and all the explanations on certain things that you want addressed, which is kind of cool. So it's this is going to be. I think this contract, the revisions they made, is really going to be more beneficial to the public.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of the contract?
To be honest, that everything is negotiable.
Yeah.
It used to be where warrantable items, sellers could kind of skate with warrantable items and say, oh, it's a health and safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
And agents used to hide behind that all the time.
Right.
Now you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things where it's like, all right, that's you have to actually do your job and negotiate. You can't hide behind the paperwork.
Right.
All right, and if you've got a strong agent that likes to negotiate like we do, all right, it's really going to help the sellers and the buyers.
Right.
You know, and you know it really that's a major selling point for us because that's great for us.
Well, I'm very excited to be able to use the new contract with all of my clients.
Yep.
So get it on.
Me too.
Me too.
Actually. As the Beatles come on the radio.
Gotta have the Beatles.
Yeah, well,
But
you know, Tuesday morning. So.
But yeah, I think that this is perfect. I'm very excited to be using the new contract. So
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be really beneficial to the
it's
sellers.
going to save on a lot of legalities too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So, well, that's just our small little segment on the contract, real brief. Thanks for joining us this morning, and there'll be a lot more to come. Hopefully it was educational for you. Take care. Have a great week.
Bye.